Letoya did an interview on the podcast R&B Money, and she said she lost her confidence because of what she went through in the group Destiny's Child. To find out more, stay tuned and watch this video. The actress and singer Letoya Luckett did an interview on the podcast R&B Money, and she revealed some very interesting details about her time in Destiny's Child. Now, if you don't know, Letoya was one of the original members of Destiny's Child alongside Latavia, Kelly Rowland, and Beyonce. And Destiny's Child, of course, was very, very successful, but the girls had to put in years of work before getting a chance to experience that success. Now, Letoya joined the group when she was around 12 years old. She was very young, and at this time, the group was called Girls Time. Prior to Letoya joining the group, she actually used to sing a lot on her own, and she had so much confidence when she was a little girl. However, when she joined the group, she lost a lot of that confidence, and to this day she still struggles to sing with the confidence she had when she was younger.
But my confidence was different back then. You couldn't tell me nothing. The one thing I knew I could do was sing, and I just wish I could get that confidence back. I would do anything to have that confidence back. And from there, like, I started being in the school plays and going out for the lead roles. You couldn't tell me nothing. And then somebody told me I was off. Once I started going to voice lessons, and I became a part of DC, it wasn't your local talent show no more. This wasn't a stage play. This was real. You know what I mean?
And how old are you at this point?
I'm 12. I think, to hear the other voices around me, and especially, we talking about B. Mm-hmm. I don't sound like that, Mom. Right. I don't sound like that. Ain't how I sound. Does that mean I'm not good, or does that mean it's just different? Like,
right.
And you start questioning, because this isn't me watching Whitney on screen anymore.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is someone in my face, and I'm hearing the power in her throat, and I'm going, whoa. I know our tones are different. We're never gonna sound the same, but like, I need to work on myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
And I think I had a moment of, wow, am I ever gonna be good enough? So I'm gonna play my position that I've been given in this, and take advantage of this opportunity. Mm-hmm. And the position I was given was soprano. Mm-hmm. So I just worked on that.
Right. You found your lane.
I found my lane in the group. Mm-hmm. I played my part, but I played that part for so long that I never really put the effort to make the other parts of my voice, like, to grow that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I was so busy at sharpening the soprano. Yep. So I became insecure in anything else. And to even hear my voice stand alone, because I'm just here for the harmonies. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to play my part as a soprano in the harmony. The thought of hearing my voice alone again, or being a solo artist, was, oh my God, the anxiety.
When do you think you regained at least enough confidence to say, I can do this on my own?
That came later. I'm still fighting with that a little bit. People don't realize how the seeds that they plant, especially into children, the words that are said, even if said with love. And, I think we got dropped from the label at one point. The rejection started early with us. After DC, I honestly didn't know what it was that I wanted to do. Everything was fun and all until I had to start performing live. Really? It got real. I would have panic attacks in the bathroom. I was scared to go on stage. My voice would literally be shaking. Like, to be out there alone by myself and not have my girls up there with me. You know, I didn't know how to play that off.
Now, when I first heard Letoya speak on this, I was like, there's a lot to really break down here, because she was talking about how as a child, her confidence was broken down. And I don't believe her confidence was broken down intentionally. I do think the adults around them wanted them to grow and get better. And in order to make them better and stronger, they put them through a lot of intense training, and they also gave them a lot of critiques. But Letoya was obviously affected by some of those critiques because she's still dealing with the aftermath of it to this day. Not only that, Letoya said something interesting. She did compare herself to Beyonce. Now, Beyonce was a great talent when she was younger. She was vocally gifted and she was very advanced as a performer. So it was really a no-brainer to push her at the forefront because she knew how to lead a group. She had the natural charisma and confidence and skill, and she was praised for her skill. Beyonce had a lot of encouragement and a lot of special training as well because she was the lead singer. Meanwhile, Letoya was designated to the background, and it kind of makes sense why she would feel discouraged because she felt like she couldn't measure up to Beyonce. And honestly, I do think she was made to feel that way by some of the adults in the situation. Letoya never went into detail about what was said to her, but I could imagine that they were saying some things to her that she internalized, and she's still dealing with it as an adult. Not only that, some of her group members made critiques about her voice as well. They kind of threw shade at her in a Vibe magazine issue. In fact, Beyonce said Letoya was like tone deaf. And Kelly added she wasn't even originally a singer, she was a rapper. So those words had to have really hurt Letoya. And around this time, Destiny's Child was going through their internal issues. So I think Beyonce and Kelly made those statements out of hurt. And they were also young as well. So naturally, they were going to be a little petty. But really, they were very upset that they were being sued by Letoya and Latavia around that time. And just to give a brief backstory, around this time, Latavia and Letoya were kicked out of the group by the manager, Matthew Knowles. The reason why they were kicked out is because they were trying to find another manager. They didn't like the way Matthew was treating them. And when Matthew found out about their plans, he had them removed. And Letoya and Latavia ended up suing Matthew and the group. So Beyonce and Kelly were dragged into the whole lawsuit, and they were upset about it. They were very upset, and that kind of gives context to why they said the things they said about Letoya and Latavia. And of course, years later, they made up with both of them, and Beyonce did thank Letoya and Latavia during her Billboard Awards speech.
I'd also like to thank the original members of Destiny's Child, Letoya Luckett and Latavia Robinson.
So they all set their differences aside. However, during that period of their breakup, there were some petty things that were said.
All of the bad seeds are now out of Destiny's Child. We've had changes in the group, and we finally found the recipe that is perfect.
We're vocally stronger than ever. On the next album now, everyone can sing lead, which is great, something that we've never gotten a chance to do.
When Letoya heard some of the statements made about her voice, she was very hurt about it, and it did affect her confidence as a singer.
My self-esteem was very, very low. Beyonce is very talented, and so I was like, well, I'm not sounding like that. That's not my thing, so maybe I can't sing.
After Letoya was removed from Destiny's Child, she went on to form her own singing group with Latavia and two other singers named Tiffany and Nadi. And the group was called Angel, but Angel was short-lived, and Letoya ended up branching out as a solo artist. Letoya's solo debut was surprisingly very successful. No one expected that she would come out with a platinum-selling album and a hit single like Torn, but she did. And she also proved to audiences that she could, in fact, sing.
Nobody sing. A part of me says the thing we get through. A part of me says I'm a part of me wants to say goodbye. A part of me is asking why. Torn in between the two. Be with you.
I never saw myself like doing this whole solo thing, and it's kind of crazy because I just never saw it coming.
And we go at it about that, but I appreciate that about him because he wants me to sound my best.
Oh, okay.
So I gotta get back to life, back to reality. So I gotta get back to life, get back to me. Back to life, back to reality. I'm missing you and I want you so bad. So alone. Every time I check into my hotel room, my bed is so cold. And I just wanna go home and be there with you. I've been feeling so alone. Every time I check into my hotel room, my bed is so cold. And I just wanna go home and be there with you. Oh, I'm missing you, missing you.
Over the years, Letoya did prove that she can in fact sing. However, she still struggled with her confidence. It wasn't until she opened up for Mary J. Blige on her tour that she was able to trust her musical gift. Letoya went on to drop 3 albums, including her platinum self-titled album and her albums Lady Love and her independent album Back to Life. Letoya also has an extensive acting history, and she acted in notable projects like The Preacher's Kid, Power Book 3 Raising Cain, and Greenleaf. Even with all of Letoya's solo success in the industry, she did admit that she still struggles with confidence when it comes to singing. But she learned from performing with Mary J. Blige that the more she performs, the more comfortable she gets on stage. Letoya also learned how important it is to practice and sharpen her craft. She learned it by watching Beyonce. The reason why Beyonce is the legend and icon she is today is because of her work ethic and her consistency and her willingness to continue to grow as a singer and performer. And even though Letoya and Beyonce had a little bit of tension during the Destiny's Child breakup, Letoya has absolutely no bitterness towards Beyonce. She actually praised her work ethic, and she reflected on the times Beyonce supported her and helped her when they were in the studio.
I'm gonna say, to watch Beyonce perform, I'm sorry. I be watching her on stage sometimes. She don't know this, but I be like, we ain't used to do that.
Where you learned that?
Where you learned that?
Wait a minute. But it came from perfecting your craft and working.
Really
and when some of us wanted to go to the movies, when some of us wanted to go, when we did have our off time, she was in the studio sitting there by herself writing the records. She was in the car when I never forget, we was at this little like indoor play jungle gym situation or whatever, having our fun like kids are supposed to. And she sat out in a hot ass car and was writing to a track. And I went and sat in the passenger seat as she just wrote this record. And I was like, we be out here trying to have fun, and this girl, she is on it. She lives this.
Yeah.
Like this, she wants this bad. It is no surprise to me that she is the icon that she is. Now, a lot of other things went into that. But I will say her work ethic is, it's monstrous. I ain't seen nothing like it. And being around it made you feel guilty if you weren't. B used to sit in a booth with me while I was singing my parts. You know how normally the lead singer, once they've done their role or whatever, you come in and sing your 4 lines and they go off and do whatever. B would sit in the booth with us on the floor in the corner. And like, nah, try that again, blah, blah, blah. And the support she would give us, even in the roles that we played in this.
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
So that's what Letoya had to say. And if you get a chance, please watch her full episode on R&B Money. It was a good interview. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.